everyone, it's Angela here from Our Retro Reflections, and I thought I would do a video here just kind of talking about who we are and what we do, and also at the end show you what sold last week. So if you aren't already familiar with us, I'm Angela, and my husband Jim and I kind of do this business together. I started out in 2019, and a friend of mine had told me about how she sells vintage items on Etsy, and I kind of said, well, that's really interesting. I have some extra time. Can I help you with that? And she thought about it with her husband, and she said, you know, rather than you helping me with it, why don't you just have your own shop? So she helped me get started, and I so appreciate that. And I've kind of taken it to the next level at this point. So it's 2022 now. And we are, let's see, our sales are, I'm going to share that with you a little bit later. But needless to say, we've been very blessed with this business. And I'm actually no longer working my other job. I'm doing Etsy full-time. My husband still has his full-time job, but he works from home, and he has appointments kind of here and there, and he works very hard at that. But in between some of his appointments, he actually is able to help me with the shipping. I was at the point where I was spending most of my time doing the shipping, and I didn't have a lot of extra time to do more listing. So to help the business grow more, he's able to help me with the shipping, and then I can photo and get things on the spreadsheet and list the items in Etsy. So he's been a huge help. But on top of that, when we have free time on the weekends or evenings, or sometimes in the middle of the day too, we're able to go do some thrifting together and go antiquing together. So it's been a really great way for us to spend some extra time together. And our son is in college. Our daughter is in college, but she's doing Running Start through, so she's still high school age, but she takes college classes, and she'll be away at college full-time next year. So this is just a great way for my husband and Jim and I to kind of bond together and make some good money while we're at it, right? So like I said, we have two almost adult children. One's 20, one's 17, and we live in the Tacoma, Washington area. So we're on the West Coast. I know a lot of our fun friends through YouTube and Instagram are more like Midwest or East Coast. So, but we're on the West Coast, and it's interesting because the East Coast seems to get more older items, whereas a lot of the items that we can find thrifting are newer. So even though they're vintage, we do tend to sell mostly from the 50s through the year 2002. So that's sort of our niche. I know it's a pretty big niche, but we do sell more on the newer end, I would say, than a lot of our other YouTube friends that sell more on the older end. But that's great, right? We need both types of sellers out there. So we have our Etsy business, and then obviously we have our YouTube channel, and we're hoping to grow that. So we'd love if you would share this video with your friends, or at least make sure you're subscribed. Jim is in some of the videos, like when we do our thrifting. I actually started out with my friend Melissa on a Two Vintage Sisters YouTube account. So we were growing that together, and then Melissa ended up kind of going back to school and getting her teaching certificate, and so she just didn't really have time to keep up with that. So I kind of started over with Our Retro Reflections, and so that's why we're trying to grow this channel too. Now Melissa and I, we might do some videos together down the road, but for now I had to focus on our business because I was going full-time with this business. So it's been a lot of fun doing that. regarding our Etsy business, so we are star sellers at this point. So that means we have over 95% in 5-star reviews. We also return messages within 24 hours. And we also get our shipments out very, very quickly and within the time frame that we have told people that we will ship their items in. Most of our 5-star reviews say shipped very quickly, packaged very well. So Jim's pretty proud of that. If you are new to Etsy or just the reselling business at all, a lot of people will ask, well, what are some tips to some of your success? And of course, we're always learning new things, or we're always growing. I have a lot to learn myself, but I would say the number one tip would be to work consistently in your shop every single day. Now, that doesn't mean you are working 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, whatever. It just means do something in your shop you can list. And I do recommend listing at least 3 items a day, 3 to 5 items minimum, right? And then to have a positive attitude too. It's really easy to get caught up in some of the negativity that might be out there. Maybe somebody received an item and they didn't read the item description. People don't read descriptions very well, and they might be upset. This is very rare for us because we try to be extremely clear, but don't get caught up with it. It's really easy for me to take something personally and go, oh, I feel so bad. You know, they're upset with me or whatever. You don't take it personally. You just have to kind of say, you know what? That was their issue. We listed it as, you know, as there was a chip here or a scratch there, and just move on. Now, I've made a couple of mistakes in the past, and we've been happy to refund the customer, and then we just move on. So don't get caught up in it. Try to stay positive, work really consistently. And then my third tip is to ship very quickly. Don't let something sit around. So that might mean you have to have a variety of different boxes and packaging materials on hand. And that takes a while to kind of build that. But luckily, the post office has a lot of priority mailboxes that are free. You do have to make sure that you are shipping priority, which would be anything over £1 at least. But then have some other smaller boxes that you can get on Amazon. We get almost all of our packaging materials through Amazon. We've tried other options, and if you are interested, comment down below and I'd be happy to send you the links to the shipping materials that we use. But I think that's about it. Other than, I'm going to share with you what sold in the last 7 days. So you'll see a little clip of just our shipments for yesterday. And then after that, I will do a voiceover and explain what sold in the last 7 days. There might be some things that we sold multiples of, but I don't want to take too much time. So I'm just going to talk about the items that sold, just to give you an idea of the types of things that we sell and that we look for when we're out thrifting. It's really a grab bag. When people say, well, what do you sell, or what sold last week? It's never the same thing. It's not very consistent. And so what I do when I thrift is I look for something that I like. And if I like it, that means somebody else might like it. But my style is completely different from a lot of other YouTubers or resellers' style, and that's the beauty of it, right? Everybody has their niche or the items that other people might find interesting to them. So, and it's always revolving too. I might be really into one thing one day, and then the next week, and oh, I've seen, you know, this is super interesting, or I didn't know, or I'm more into the colored glass now than I ever was. So it's just a lot of fun. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to comment, and leave a comment anyway and let me know your favorite part of this video. But thanks so much, and here's what we sold in the last 7 days. Okay, the first item is this beautiful blue Fenton dish. It's the daisy button pattern, and it's pretty small. So it ended up being only $15.30 for the customer, and then tax and shipping would be on top of that. The next item is this super cute Beatrix Potter Goody Two Shoes figurine. We got a group of these online from someone, and this particular one ended up selling for $24.30. Jim found these great mugs at a thrift store for a great price, and it's a set of 4 mugs, and they are Debbie Mum and the Christmas mugs, and the set of 4 ended up selling for $19.12. I found a stack of these McDonald's plates at a thrift store, and I think they were like $1.99 each, and they don't sell for a lot. We had them listed for $11, and we had 10% off, and that's why a lot of amounts sound like an odd amount, is because we'll often have different sales. But these ended up selling for about $10 each, so not a bad profit. We had sold one of these Crayola tins before, and we saw another one soon after that one sold, and it actually had all of these crayons in it still, which was pretty exciting. This set ended up selling for $25.20. This mid-century mug, I think we picked up for probably just a couple of dollars at a thrift store. And it has this beautiful speckled design with the flower. And it was sold for $12.60. We found this adorable Twin Winton cookie jar at an antique store and picked it up. We have several other Twin Winton pieces, and although it doesn't fly off the shelves, it is very collectible, and this one was $48.60 by the time the discount hit. There are times when us as resellers make quite a bit off of one item, and sometimes we don't really make anything off of an item. I purchased this record player from an antique store up in Maple Valley, Washington, and they had actually advertised it online, and when we went to pick it up, I didn't take a close look at it, and by the time we got it home and opened it up, the arm was actually completely broken off. So I think we paid up for it, and we ended up selling it for $39.60. So I don't think we made any money off of that, but it was certainly very cute to keep it in the shop for a period of time. We obviously did disclose that the arm was broken when we sold it, and it'll be a great piece to have on a shelf in somebody's room. I was really excited to find this doll case in an antique store in Falls City, Washington. I thought it was a suitcase because it was sitting up really high on a shelf, but by the time we pulled it down, we saw that it was a doll case, and between the pattern and the colors, I knew it would actually sell for quite a bit. So I think we bought it for about $30, and we sold it for $108. I did a video in December where I went to a church bazaar, and I found this Holt Howard candle holder, and I think I bought it for maybe $10, and I ended up selling it for $28.90. It's funny how it sold after Christmas, not before Christmas though. In another one of my past videos, I believe it was one regarding Mary Englebright Hall that I did, we picked up a huge set of these Mary Englebright dishes, and I am selling the pieces individually as well as in sets, and we sold one of the salad plates for $16.20. This is yet another item that I had featured in a video where I had opened up one of our benches and was also searching in our garage for some items that hadn't been listed yet. And this strawberry glass by Teleflora was in there, and it ended up selling for $12.60. This doll was one of those items where I thought would sell very quickly, and I priced it at $100. And she's a life-size softie doll by Horseman, and I thought she would sell really fast, but she actually didn't, and she's huge. So the box was sitting in our storage for quite a long time, and it finally sold at 70% off for $30. Here is another Meringo Bright item. This is actually a sewing box. It's a fabric covered box, and it is just really amazing and beautiful. The person that purchased it got it as a gift, and they paid $27 for it. If you've been watching our channel for a while, or the Two Vintage Sistas channel, you'll know that I love vintage Fisher-Price items, and I'm talking the ones from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And this recently sold again for $99 after the discount, and they are giving it as a gift as well. This bunny sold recently also for $20.70, and it's a porcelain Easter bunny, originally sold by the Bon Marché. I'm really in love with these mugs. It's just one of those things where I didn't want to sell them, but I wanted to share them with somebody else. And they are Vector's Bach mugs, another item that I just love to have in the shop and actually love to have in our own kitchen. We sold these individually, but the same person bought both of them, so they paid $45 for the pair. Another fun item that I love to have in the shop are these vintage linens, and this is a a floral twin flat sheet, and we originally had it for $24, which is what we normally list our sheets for, and that would be one sheet, not a set of sheets, and they had a 10% off, so they paid $21.60. I just love those colors. These are a fun nostalgic piece. These Kellogg bowls sold individually, and we actually sold several of them. We had some that had some dishwasher wear on the bottom of them. Those didn't sell, which we have them listed for less, but the ones that didn't have the rippling pretty much all sold. But we sold these for about $15 a piece. We are selling both of these suitcases separately, and the largest one ended up selling for $67.50. We do still have the smaller one available. If anybody's interested, you can comment below or go to our Etsy shop. You can use these, or you can incorporate them into your decor. I think that these would be really fun to have out for Valentine's Day as part of your display. We picked up this next item at an estate sale, and it is a pink carnival glass toothpick holder, but I think it would be so cute to use it as an air plant holder or a ring holder or a very small vase too. It sold for $18. You may recognize these Rainbow Bright sheets from a TikTok or a Instagram reel that I did recently. I found a box of sheets, both Rainbow Bright and Care Bear and an American Tail that I had bought, gosh, probably about a year ago. It sat in my storage, and I found it in there, pulled it out, and just the Rainbow Bright sheets sold for $100. This is a Mary Engelbright bookend, and we had sold one before and got this as part of a large lot. and it had a few little issues, but it still sold for $22.50. It's funny, we hadn't really sold a lot of Rainbow Bright items very recently, but I did a little video about pulling some items out of storage, like I mentioned before, and there were some Rainbow Brights in there, and all of a sudden they started selling. I don't think that it was from my YouTube video, actually, but they are selling nevertheless. But this is a canary yellow Rainbow Bright doll with the Spark Sprite, and she has her complete outfit on and the leg warmers, so that definitely is more valuable. So this sold for $44.10. I've had this cake container in our shop for a really long time, and I'm really surprised that it has sat in the shop for so long. But the lid does not really fit on it very well, so that might have been part of the issue. But I thought somebody would just love it just as a display piece. It did finally sell for $26.10. I just love those blue and green colors together. Yet another Mary Engel Bright piece. This is a cute little small bucket, and a repeat customer bought it for $15.30. I just think it'd be really cute to put a little plant in or use as a pen or a pencil holder. Both of these little PVC Care Bears sold. We actually have all of the Care Bears, but just those particular two sold that week. They sold for $17.91 together. One was originally $11 and the other one was $8.90. Both of these Barbie dolls sold. We were selling them individually, but one person bought both of them. The one on the left sold for $13.50, and the one on the right was only $4.80. I had had them in the shop for quite some time. I don't know their specific names, and so the one on the right was actually 70% off, so that's why somebody got it for such a great steal. This is another nostalgic item for me. I just love the Muppets, and I just remember watching the Muppets with my sister in our pajamas before we went to bed at night. And so we have all of these Muppet glasses actually available. Sometimes we are out of stock, but sometimes we get more in. But they sell for about $18 a piece. These are some other really fun glasses. Both the Smurfette and the Gargamel and Azrael glasses sold. We actually have all of the glasses in stock, or at least at one point we did. But the Smurfette and the Gargamel and the Papa Smurf are definitely the most popular. Those three sell for about $18 to $20 a piece, and the other ones sell for about $13. This was another 70% off item. I have had it pretty much since my shop opened, and it's a Bumpkins Age 4 figurine, and it finally sold for $4.20. So although it's cute, it'll be fun to have it out of our shop, and we're able to make room for more great things. Okay, we featured this Scrabble game in one of our shop along videos and our thrift haul videos, and this was a Turntable Deluxe Scrabble game. I believe we got it for about $12 and it sold for $49.50. Although you can make a fair amount on games, they actually take quite a long time to photograph because you have to set them up. So I don't know how much more of the games we will sell, but they are a great item to have if you don't mind taking the time to do it. This fun Blue Pop lunchbox sold. We actually got it at an antique store. I don't think it's very old though, but it was in excellent condition, and it sold for $31.50. We sold all three of these Mary Engel Bright books to the same person, and they were originally $8 each. So with the discount, It was $21.60 before tax and shipping. I'm actually surprised that the books don't sell for more, but there just must be a lot of them out there. So for them to actually sell, you have to keep the price low at about $8 a piece. This was an item that I should have looked up while I was at the thrift store, but I was really excited to find the strawberry shortcake cake pan. But when I got home and looked up comps on it, there was a lot of them out there, and they were only selling for, oh gosh, maybe $5 to $10. This one ended up selling for $9.90. We sold all 3 of these sheets to somebody, and it's funny because we hadn't sold any sheets in quite a long time, but for some reason this week we ended up selling several sheets. I don't know if it's because it's after Christmas now and people are thinking of maybe spring in the future, but someone is going to use these sheets to make a quilt out of it. They were about $22 to $24 a piece, and then after the coupon, she had actually been a repeat customer and had received a 15% off coupon, so she used that coupon and ended up paying $60.35 for all 3 sheets. So these are our stats for the last 7 days. As you can see, we had 39 orders and our revenue was $1,267.47. Obviously, that's not our net income, but that is still a fair amount. Here are some of our overall totals. We have 3,248 sales and 848 reviews. So that's about it, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you liked this type of video. And if you'd like to see more how-tos or home decor or thrift hauls or shop with me's, then please let us know what your favorites are and we can make more of those. Thanks again, and please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day.